Boss refused to promote me or give me reasonable raises, so I developed skills on the company dime that got me a 200% raise at another company. I used to work as an engineer at this defense contractor. Every year, I'd get my little 2 or 3% raise and they'd pat me on the back like I should be grateful. After about 4 years of this, I realized I was basically stuck. I'd be scraping by forever unless something changed. So I asked my boss if I could get on the management track. He gave me this project engineer position to prove myself. I managed a team of 7 people. We designed and built this system that made $1.6 million in sales our first year. We got the company a patent. The Air Force nominated us for this huge award, and we flew to DC for this fancy ceremony. I spent 100 days away from my family that year, flying to test sites, meeting with customers, visiting vendors. I barely saw my kids. I missed my daughter's birthday. I ate airport food for dinner more times than I can count, but we crushed it. Everyone knew we crushed it. Performance review time comes around and my boss gives me a perfect 10 out of 10. I'm sitting there thinking, finally, this is it. The promotion, the big raise, everything I worked for. Then I find out one of my team members got promoted early to senior engineer. Not me, just him. I got my standard 3% raise, same as always. I walked straight into my boss's office. I was shaking. I was so mad. Why did he get promoted and not me? I managed the whole project. My boss just shrugged. Well, I don't actually think he deserved it either, but I'm not his manager, so there was nothing I could do about it. Just keep working hard and we'll see what happens next year. Next year, I just gave this company everything for an entire year and you want me to do it again for maybe a promotion? I was done. From that day forward, I worked exactly 40 hours a week, not a minute more. No more traveling unless I really wanted to. No more staying late. No more weekend emails. I started taking every Friday off to burn through my vacation days. Used all my sick time. My mental health got so much better. But here's the thing. Our department had this education budget that barely anyone used. They'd pay for you to take classes to learn new skills. My coworker who got promoted, he started taking MBA classes. The company paid for them, but he had to sign a contract saying he'd stay for like 3 years. I looked at the other options. They also paid for software training with no strings attached, no contracts, no obligations. So I signed up for these expensive courses on 3D modeling and engineering analysis software, the kind of classes that cost thousands of dollars. I traveled all over taking these classes. California, Texas, Colorado. Company paid for everything. Hotels, flights, meals, the whole course fees. I was basically getting paid to make myself way more valuable to other companies. The second I finished the last class, I started applying for jobs that specifically needed those exact skills I just learned. Within a month, I had an offer. The base salary alone was double what I was making, and they paid overtime on top of that. I put in my 2 weeks notice. My boss called me into his office looking all confused and upset. We just paid for you to travel everywhere and learn all these new skills. Skills that we need. I just nodded. Yep, appreciate that. Don't you have any loyalty? Any guilt about leaving? About as much loyalty as you showed me when you gave me 3% after the best year of my career. His face got red. Well, how much are they paying you? Maybe we can match it. I told him the number. He just stared at me. That's more than I make. Yeah, it is. There was nothing he could say to that. He just sat there looking defeated while I walked out. I started the new job a few weeks later. With overtime, I made triple my old salary that year. My old boss, he left the company 6 months later. Apparently his whole team quit after I did and he couldn't keep anyone around. Turns out when you treat people like they're replaceable, they replace you instead.